Hello and welcome, or let's say welcome back on this channel. It's been a long time I've speaking to the camera. It's been, I think, 3 years now that I wanted to start YouTube videos. And at this time, I was about to start my training, my flight training to become an airline pilot. But, time went different and things happened. So I will use this as a new introduction to this channel, I would say, and a general introduction into me and how the last 3 years went and where I am right now and what is my plan and where do I live and all that stuff. I keep you covered. So yeah, let's get in. Who am I? I am Jason. I am now in my mid-20s. I was born in Germany, and to become an airline pilot was never really my dream, I would say. So when people ask me right now, was it always your dream? Do you always wanted to do it and whatever? And I would say no, but it was always there. Like, for example, I had a surgery on my ear when I was like really, really small. I was 3 or 4 years old. And my mom was so kind and asked me to search something at Toys R Us. So I could like select something from Toys R Us. And it was a Playmobil plane. So yeah, aviation was always there, but it was never the goal, I would say. And then, I went to school, I did my Abitur, and at this certain time, I already lived on my own and I didn't really know how to get into aviation. And yeah, then a model agency came up. And this is basically what I did the last 9 to 10 years. I did modeling for everything basically, like online shops, Zalando, About You, you name it. And then it came step by step. I had a lot of jobs, so I was flying around Europe a lot. And every time I stepped into an aircraft, I was like, why do you not do this for a living? Like, this is basically perfect. So everything slowly got into the pipe, I would say, to become an airline pilot. And yeah, I think it was 2018 or 2019. I think it was more in 2019, where it really came a bit of a click. So I was sitting there and I was like, what do I do with life, I was thinking about it and I was like, I'm a model right now, I'm earning good money and I'm traveling the world, it's great. I've been to South Africa, I've been to London, I've been to Milan. And, seeing these places, but also making money at the same time is great, but it's not forever, And yeah, so I think this was the first real time. I've been doing simulator flying for all my life, but I never really searched up where are the flight schools, how does it work, how much does it cost, how is the training structured and whatever. And 2019 was the first time I really did that. So I did it I did research on all the flight schools in Germany, in Europe, and where I can do it part-time, full-time, and how much does it cost, whatever. And I don't want to name it because it's obvious which flight schools are there in Germany and in Europe. And then I applied at the major German airline and I passed the assessment. And then I had a spare time to start the training, and then COVID came up. So this was 2020. And I was a bit like, okay, what I am going to do with my life now. But, if one door closes, the other one opens. And I really used that to even COVID. COVID was, for a lot of people, was searching themselves and what do I like, what do I not like. And for me, it was really the thing, okay, you need to become an airline pilot. And yeah, I started to do craftsmanship at the same time because with the modeling, I used to travel a lot around Europe, but at COVID, I didn't travel so much, or at least I didn't travel at all, just around Germany. And I had a lot of time then because I was a lot at home, which I'd never really been before. And yeah, I did the craftsmanship, I built furniture, I built a kitchen, I did everything related to the houses basically, because I really love it and I think I would say I'm a bit talented in it. And yeah, things went how it went, and I found this flight school in Austria, which was, at the first sight, it was amazing. It sounded just amazing. I didn't know them before, that you can do your training in part-time, actually, because, I mean, I had some money and I could finance some money, but I couldn't do it all like 100 or 150,000 euros. Plus, if I do the training at full time, then I also need money for a living, right? So I need money for food and for the flat and whatever. And then also came the Ukraine war and everything got more expensive and you name it. And yeah, then I came up with the idea to do the training in Austria at this flight school because I can work at the same time, make money, and yeah, that is actually basically what I did. I moved from Hamburg to Vienna then. I signed with Aviation Academy Austria, where I did my flight training the last 2.5 years. And this was the time where I did my first video on YouTube, where I intended to do the training, how the training works, and to do, I don't know, Q&As, interviews with students, and to post videos of me flying around and how the pilot training works. But I didn't have time at all, like at all. I worked like 24/7. And I'm not lying at this time. It was like when I got up at 4 or 5 to have a briefing at 7 and flying until 12 or 1, then I'll be back in Vienna at 2, and at 3 or at 4 I had something to do with the craftsmanship. So I had to build like furniture. This I did until the evening, until 8 or 9 or even more late, and the next day I went flying again. So it was like my life was so packed with all the stuff I had to do. I didn't really, in the end, right now, I don't know how this worked out. But, you know, the only thing I can say is like, if you're doing something with passion, and I do this with passion, then it somehow works out. So, yeah, I got some money, I financed some money, and yeah, I worked like crazy the last years to finance my lifelong dream and become an airline pilot. And yeah, last summer in August, I would say, no, in July, I got my license. So I did everything. I did my CPL skill test, I did my MCC on the Airbus A320, and then I applied at a lot of airlines. And I mean a lot. So basically everyone who was searching, I was applying to. But you know, aviation last summer or even now is a bit tricky. Everyone is searching, but there's also a lot of aircraft missing. So I don't want to be in the skin of an airline these days, because it's really hard to like plan for something. Like for example, Lufthansa is ordering the 777X and they're delayed by 5-6 years. Then they get the 78 way cheaper, and then they have the pilots for the 350, and then there are a lot of 320 Neos grounded because of their engines, so it's like a huge mess. And yeah, and also there is a lot of pilot shortage, but you need to have the captains for the assessments, right? So yeah, it's all a bit crazy what was going on, but in the end I found a job. Yes. I am now officially employed at an airline since the very 1st of January. I got the call on Christmas, on the 24th of December. Yeah, starting date was the 1st of January, and the first day of the typewriting was the 6th of January. So basically I had 2 weeks, or let's say 1 week, to move from Vienna to Zurich, where my new airline is. So I'm living now in Switzerland, in Zurich, and yeah, this is basically what the last years, or like, yeah, the last years went, and also a little introduction of myself. And now we're coming to what is going on right now. Right now, I started my typewriting on the Embraer 190. it's a bit more complex because we're operating the Embraer 190 and the Embraer 195, and we're also operating the Embraer 190 E2 and the E195 E2. So let's put that in conclusion. We are 20 in a type rating, and we got split into 10. 10 are doing the type rating on the older 190, and 10 are doing on the newer E190 E2. And on the newer jet, they're doing it in Zurich because there's a simulator of the E2. And I, for myself, I do the type rating on the Embraer 190 initially, and the simulator sessions are in Paris. And yeah, basically after 50 block hours, it doesn't matter anymore. So basically after 50 hours, you do the switch. You can also fly the 190 then, and then you do a bit of theory and also 2 simulator sessions, I guess. And then you can fly the E190 and the E190 E2. So you can fly both the old and the new version. And I can only speak for myself. I really like that I start on the older jet and have then the step up to the luxury of the big screens and fly-by-wire and whatever. And yeah, right now I've completed the theory part, which was about 6 weeks, every day straight from Monday to Friday, morning to the evening. I have everything completed. And now I'm actually about to start the procedure training, which is on the paper cockpit. And because we're a bit smaller company, we have the luxury to do some parts of the procedure training on the aircraft. So you basically go with an instructor into the real cockpit, into the real aircraft, and you do a procedure training. This is not really common at all because in a major airline, you cannot go to the real aircraft and do your procedure training. You always do it in a paper cockpit or in mock-ups. But yeah, that's really cool. This is about to happen. Then also the simulator is about to happen, which is in March and in April. And then my landing training will be in the mid to end of April, and then into the line intro. So yeah, this is me. This is the last years. Welcome back on this channel. I will do some stuff here related to the training, to maybe my company and how all this works. If you have any questions, put it in the comments, and also don't hesitate to text me a DM on Instagram or on TikTok, where I'm more like active, I would say, because I cannot post every week or every day a video here on YouTube, but I can on Instagram or on TikTok. So yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know, and goodbye.